Less than a year after reintroducing wolves to Colorado, that's been kind of the focus of a lot of stories as of late, another animal is set to return to its old stomping grounds.
Yeah, now wolverines, they are a native Colorado species, but they started to die off in the early 1900s. Earlier this week, Governor Polis signed off on the bill to try to bring them back to the state. 9 News reporter Evan Krugel has more on why lawmakers say this reintroduction is going to go differently.
Yeah, the names are fairly similar, but the animals themselves are not. Wolverines are much smaller than wolves and don't pose a threat to livestock. And that's one major reason this reintroduction passed through the state capitol with such ease. If you're looking for wolverines in Colorado,
I'm in the wolverine section here.
Will Moulton is a good tour guide.
Yeah.
The manager at Mile High Comics is an expert on the topic.
Oh, a little bit, yeah. It's part of the job, and I mean, I've been doing this 30 years now, so.
But that expertise ends with ink and paper. And like most Coloradans, Will doesn't know much about the other Wolverine.
Yeah, I stick to the comic books. That's what I know. So.
If you're trying to find a wolverine, you need to put on your climbing gear and get up high into the mountains.
Biologist Megan Mueller says that's where these wolverines live, and they'll soon be back in Colorado after a bipartisan bill passed through the state capitol with ease.
I think we have a role to play here, and we have some really suitable habitat.
State Senator Dylan Roberts sponsored the bill, which was done through the state legislature instead of through the ballot box.
Doing this through a legislative route allows us to put in all of the protections that are needed, get all the tough questions answered, and make sure it's not rushed like the wolves were.
Wolverines are mostly scavengers and don't prey on things like livestock. But the bill still allows for ranchers to be compensated if it happens. And since they tend to avoid humans, conservationists are optimistic Colorado's high country will be the perfect spot for them to thrive, with hopes some may soon catch a rare glimpse outside of a comic book store. Now, unlike wolves, there is no set deadline for this reintroduction. That means CPW can really take its time coming up with a strategic plan. Kim and Tom?
Yeah, the question, we ran into this with wolves. Where do they come from? How many are they going to bring in, do you think?
Yeah, still under consideration. CPW says they're hoping to release 45 initially, 30 females and 15 males. It will not happen quickly, though. They're hoping to do it over the course of 3 years, and they'll likely source these wolverines from trappers up in Canada or Alaska, where, of course, those numbers are much higher.
Yeah, that was like, you don't just call up somebody, hey, bring over your wolverines.
Well, you could go to Wolverine World, but that's, you know, you never know what you get.
Right?
The comic book store, that was a good description for me. Now I know a little more. I appreciate it. Thanks.